No one ever sits you down and explains that becoming a man is not a smooth transition, but a slow, painful shedding of illusions, that the world you step into does not reward intentions, kindness, or potential, but only consistent action, results, and responsibility. And your father, even if he loved you deeply, often passed down survival lessons instead of mastery lessons because he himself was raised to endure, not to dominate life. So what he forgot to teach you is that no one is coming to rescue you when things fall apart. That as you grow older, excuses lose their power and only outcomes matter. That the world does not pause because you are tired, confused, or hurt, and that being a man means carrying weight silently, not because silence is weakness, but because strength is proven through control, discipline, and follow-through. He forgot to teach you that discipline is far more reliable than motivation, that motivation is emotional and temporary, while discipline is a system you obey, even when every part of you wants to quit. That winners are not people who feel inspired every day, but people who show up on the worst days and do the boring, repetitive, uncomfortable work anyway. That pain is not something to escape from, but something to use, because pain sharpens focus, strips away entitlement, and forces growth. And the men who avoid discomfort remain fragile, while the men who face it become dangerous in the right way. He forgot to teach you that respect is not earned by pleasing everyone or explaining yourself endlessly, but by setting standards and enforcing boundaries, by saying no without guilt, by walking away without drama, by understanding that people treat you based on what you tolerate, and that a man without boundaries slowly disappears into the expectations of others until he no longer recognizes himself. He forgot to teach you that money is not evil and struggle is not noble if it leads nowhere, that money is a tool that amplifies who you already are, that ignorance about money keeps good men trapped in stress and dependence, that working hard without learning how money moves, grows, and multiplies keeps you exhausted and replaceable, and that loyalty to comfort, habits, or outdated beliefs will never pay your bills or secure your future. He forgot to teach you that your emotions are your responsibility, that while pain may not be your fault, healing is your duty, that anger unmanaged turns into self-sabotage, that ego unchecked destroys relationships and opportunities, and that a man who cannot control his reactions will never control his direction. He forgot to teach you that comfort is seductive but deadly, that easy routines quietly kill ambition, that growth always feels like pressure, resistance, and uncertainty, and that if your life feels hard, you are likely evolving, while if it feels too easy, you are probably decaying. He forgot to teach you that loneliness is not something to fear, but a phase you must pass through, that as you level up, people will misunderstand you, distances will grow, and familiar faces will fade, not because you failed, but because you changed, and that solitude is where you build clarity, self-respect, and inner authority. He forgot to teach you that your word is your identity, that every promise you break to yourself weakens your spine, that discipline begins with self-trust, and that a man who lies to himself cannot be trusted by the world. He forgot to teach you that time is more expensive than money, that wasting years on wrong habits, wrong people, and endless distractions costs more than any financial loss, and that your future self is shaped quietly by the choices you make when no one is watching. He forgot to teach you that being a man does not mean suppressing fear, but acting despite it, that courage is not loud, but consistent, that confidence is built through competence, and that competence only comes from deliberate practice and relentless improvement. He forgot to teach you that life is not fair and will never be, but fairness is irrelevant because responsibility gives you power, that blaming your past, your parents, society, or circumstances may feel justified, but it keeps you weak, while ownership, even when it feels unfair, makes you unstoppable. He forgot to teach you that you must build yourself before you try to save others, that love without self-respect becomes sacrifice without reward, that leadership starts with self-mastery, and that no one follows a man who cannot lead his own habits, finances, emotions, and time. He forgot to teach you that strength is quiet, that real confidence does not announce itself, that validation is a trap, and that chasing approval makes you dependent on opinions that change with the wind. He forgot to teach you that consistency beats intensity, that small actions done daily compound into massive results, that greatness is rarely dramatic but almost always boring in execution, and that patience is a weapon in a world addicted to speed. He forgot to teach you that you must become dangerous before you become gentle, that kindness without strength is weakness, but strength under control is respect, and that the goal is not to be harmless, but to be capable and disciplined enough to choose restraint. He forgot to teach you that nobody will remember how comfortable you were, how many breaks you took, or how much you complained, but they will remember what you built, what you stood for, and how you handled pressure when it mattered. And now that you know these things, now that the truth is clear, the responsibility shifts to you, because manhood is not inherited, it is earned daily through choices, habits, and discipline. And the moment you stop waiting for permission, stop looking for shortcuts, and stop expecting the world to be gentle with you, is the moment you begin to transform into the man you once needed, the man your future family will depend on, and the man who does not crumble under weight, but becomes stronger because of it.